Again for coming along to DigitalLEAP this evening. We're in the penultimate week now, so it's gone really fast. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Next week we have the final session with the hackathon, which I've just put some more information on my hub today about, which you'll be basically programming mini robots and racing them with each other. So that should be really fun as well. Tonight, absolutely delighted to have Paul, Matt, Tom, and Si here from Sky Bet, and they're going to be talking a little bit. So almost carrying on from last week, where we found out from NHS Digital about all the different selection methods that digital companies like to use. We did talk a little bit about interviews and assessments in particular, but it was mainly talking. We're actually going to be doing in this session, we're going to give you a glimpse of what a typical team building activity might look like for a major graduate employer such as Sky Bet. And remember, it's not always about being on a computer, figuring out something in a computer lab. It's actually using hands-on skills. It's showing those core competencies that we've talked about that digital companies like to use, and this is the sort of thing that you will encounter. Hopefully you got the email that I sent last week with the Sky Bet Tech Academy brochure, and that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of values and traits are really important to Sky Bet in particular, and they're some of the things that they will be looking at and measuring you on, giving you feedback on as part of tonight's session. So it's going to be very interactive, it's going to be fun, it's going to be competitive, but be aware of your surroundings. Think about what Jill talked about last week regarding the way in which you interact with your peers and show the kind of skills that you've got to offer as well. So I'm going to hand over very shortly to the guys, but would you all like to introduce yourself first of all, and your story? Yeah, of course.
Hi, okay, so hi everyone, thanks for coming along. So my name is Paul Lilly, I'm Head of Operations for our gaming tribe. So within Sky Bet we follow like Spotify model, which means that in terms of like our business structure, so we break the business down into big kind of, it's almost like a small business within the business, and we call that a tribe. So as a gaming tribe, we're responsible for our gaming products, so that's separate to the sports betting stuff. And then within the tribe, we've got our own kind of finance and marketing and tech and everything, so we can work as I guess a small company within the bigger company. It cuts down a lot of kind of red tape and bureaucracy. So so I work for the gaming tribe, looking after our gaming products. So that's Sky Vegas, Sky Casino, Sky Bingo, and Sky Poker. And I'm Head of Operations, so that means that I'm responsible for running the platform. So all of our kind of service and operations teams, so literally running the services, we're responsible for the live provision of service to our customers. So yeah, that's me.
Hello everyone, I'm Tom Hudson. You may remember me from the launch session last month, maybe, I don't know. I don't think I'm particularly memorable. I'm a technical trainer at Sky Betting and Gaming. I primarily work on our graduate scheme, teaching people to code and to program and do things with computers in general. I'm especially happy when I'm teaching people who don't already know stuff. Like, teaching existing software engineers to be even better is fun, I guess, but like my absolute favourite thing is teaching people who don't know how to code. How to code is great to watch people get that little spark of joy in their head as they figure things out. Love that. I've worked with these two gentlemen over here who will hear from in a sec quite a lot already. As well as doing training for our graduates, I also run workshops and things for all of our staff, engineers and people in marketing who just want to learn the code for a bit of interest and that kind of thing as well. I've been at Sky Bet and Gaming for 8 years now, so been around the block a little bit.
So I'm Si. I was in your shoes about a year ago. I graduated from here in July for history reason. So if you're a bit worried about not having technical skills or being a bit kind of off by today, don't worry about it, because we can teach that kind of stuff. We're here to kind of observe you as people, see how you do as in a team, and that's really what we really value as a company, is your soft skills and how well you can build upon that.
Yeah. I'm Matt, so I was also in the same shoes as Si, but I came from creative media in the other campus, and yeah, in general it's a good thing to have the software skills, the soft skills, and just be a nice person in general.
Sound loud.
Just be sound.
Yeah, so no abuse, please. All nice people. So tonight's session is going to be a bit of fun. It's absolutely nothing to do with tech. So I guess we're really trying to hammer that message that we run a tech academy scheme, but I mean, the tech skills are, are great, and if you come with tech skills, that's great, but it's really not the end of the world. I guarantee the most technical person that we've probably onboarded onto the academy turned up on day one and knew that much more than the least technical person. There's such a steep learning curve when you join the business anyway. We're really not fussed about that. What we're looking for is people who can work as a team. We have a real strong team ethic. We work in small multifunctional groups called squads. We're really focused on lean and making sure that we're working on the right thing at the right time, and we communicate well, and it's a real kind of interactive environment. And what we want is people who can slot into that environment, and who can learn and ask questions and challenge people. And if something doesn't make sense, you call it out, and that's the sort of thing that we're looking for. So tonight we've just got a little bit of a fun activity that kind of revolves a little bit around I guess the gambling industry. So we're going to do a really naff arts and crafts challenge. So we've got a bag of rubbish over there, and you each we're going to run a thing called we're going to run the Sky Bet Derby. So we're going to break you up into teams and ask you to work as a team to build a contraption. We'll go through the rules in a minute. Build a contraption to win a race. And that's it. We're going to put a little racetrack down here, and at the end of it, we're all going to parade our horses. And these are horses you're building for this Sky Bet Derby. Don't worry, don't start well. If a group did last time and actually built legs and tried to work out a walking contraption, we're not asking for that. Just draw a horse on it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, we'll run a race. You'll parade your horses. Talk about why you went down the route that you did, how you worked as a team. And then we'll run the race, and there'll be a little bit of a twist at the end as well, just to keep it interesting. So what we'll do is as we go, we'll come round as it's all going, and we'll kind of chat to you and ask questions, and we'll try and kind of give you a little bits of feedback as we're going along. We're not going to really do a big kind of drill-in kind of post-mortem exercise at the end, but we can have a chat and answer any questions about the activity or about the business. Likewise, you can feel free to ask us questions as we're going along. And let's just have a little bit of fun. And that's about it. So yeah, I remember, as Si mentioned, he was in your shoes about a year ago. As I remember doing this, it wasn't in this room. I actually remember Si, stood out as the exact sort of thing that I'm kind of describing. Someone who was really inquisitive, asked a lot of questions, really interested in what we were doing, had a lot to ask about the company. So that's what we're looking for. Who's heard of the Sky Bet grad scheme so far? Is it something that's kind of well known and within the campus? Yeah.
I've had quite a few students go on it from Make It the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Tend to promote it every year. You guys come on campus.
Yeah.
I did a whole presentation about it at the launch
Yeah.
session, so there should be a few more.
Okay. Well, it sounds like not a lot of detail, at least. Anyway, so please do feel free to ask questions as we go along. But in terms of where we're at the minute, so we're looking. We're going to be opening applications for the 2020 intake in September. So if it's something that sparks your interest, then keep an eye out on our careers website. I'm sure as that time kind of comes around, we'll sort of get more active and show our faces a little bit more around campus. But yeah, have I missed anything? I do have a deck, but I can't get to it. And we don't have HDMI cable, but who needs a PowerPoint deck anyway? Let's start building some stuff with Soltec. All right. Okay. Groups then. So we've about 25 people, I think. So I think we've got 5 groups of 5. What do you want to do? Self-organise, or do you want me to give you numbers?
Go around the room, just do
Numbers?
3, 4,
Okay.
5.
Okay, let's do it. Right. Go on. Oh yeah.
And then
I'll bring another one, Matt.
add to it a little bit every time.
I don't actually get what we're doing. We're making horses. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so say,
Right, so welcome to the Skybet Derby. So the race course is here. We'll move these tables at the end. We'll put the start line somewhere along here, and the finish line somewhere along here maybe. So that gives you an idea of the sort of distance. What you are required to build is a horse. It's not actually a horse, just a contraption, car, something along those lines. It will be self-powered to win that race of that distance. So when I say self-powered, there's a host of stuff in there. Make up your own mind. What you can't do is actually put any kind of force into the thing. So you can like let go and let it go, or you can drop something and let it go. What you can't do is push or blow or kick or anything like that.
hold it back anymore.
Yeah. I guess so hands off, no pushing. The winner is the first horse's nose to cross the line, so we'll say, when I say horse's nose, the front of the thing, we sometimes have some little horse heads to stick on, but we might be running low of those. So yeah, first car to cross the line. You can only use these materials to build your vehicle, and the judge's decision, that's me, is final. And the only other rule is I'm free to make the rules up as I go along, so I might change if you ask questions to be on answers, but that's about it. So in terms of timings, we'll crack on to what time is it now? We've got to 7, do we? Yep. So it's 5:15 now. I think we'll probably run the race at 6:10 or something like that. So you've got just short of an hour. Is that all right? And we will, and I'll tell you kind of how you do time as we go along. But as you can tell, we didn't tidy up the mess after the last time we did it, so just rummage through and take what you need. Jump in. There isn't a huge amount of stuff, so please take what you need, take only what you need. If you need something another team's got, go and ask them for
Let's try and keep it quick for this. Only one real bit of decoration on here. It's like because and it's getting access to that.
Oh, is that the one we got shown?
Yeah, no. Yeah, time to remove it. Should we get
Yeah.
of all taking trophies out. Just components.
I think we need to make up a ramp for it to like actually be usable.
Single or triple?
Because you said you're like,
How will the variation?
How would you make a ramp?
yeah,
Primarily,
might not be the best, but
I'm just trying to formulate something like that. Anything that
It needs to go into that forward. It's quite big and small.
it should be a big one. Does it have to be starting to the temperature?
no, it's literally just single or triple.
I got 4 of these ones and then
Or zero. We've got to stick it all together, Bob. Like the blue all together. Everyone else got tape. Everyone else has tape. Oh yeah, you do.
I don't know how we're meant to make like a ramp that's actually good.
I don't know how we're going to make the wheels split. Nice one.
Yeah, it's a bit make a hole in the bottom of the cup. And then the base then. You just have 2 wheels. What did you say, sorry? Put a hole in the bottom of each cup, so that one side then be able to sit then.
We put a sticker in it.
I don't know if we'll be able to make a big hole, but if is there any more options?
Then the ramp will have to be pretty high as well. You need to go like Are you going to get it to go?
Like, put something on like that and then roll it backwards. Or stretch on it and then it goes back.
About balloon power.
Or balloon power. I'm going for like this kind of thing. Like that, just the 2 of them. And then we either like power it by balloons or bands or ramp.
Paul? You're the judge.
I don't think we've got enough to make a ramp.
We've got scissors.
Even if we make like the tiniest ramp, it's still going to give it like, a little bit of leverage just to get it going a bit.
True. Do you reckon these could make a ramp? Like just trying to take loads of these? The card might help.
The horse has to be in contact with the ground.
Do you reckon we should make them a bit shorter? Like, just them things?
You need to balance on the ground for the whole range. That's right, how short you want.
New rule.
The end or halfway.
The horse must stay in
Will they still
contact with the
spin
ground.
on top? What about these are pretty like strong card? What about the concertina and on top? So you're not allowed around them.
You could do but
I think the pinning it, I
you
think.
just said there's nothing contact with the floor. Is that one? Like a carpet floor.
Unless we're trying to like, do that and do away back on
Like on like that somehow. And then as you drag it back, make that stretch somehow and like the whole thing
and then when it spins like that. Yeah.
We have to cut this here.
Wait, won't these ones spin as well?
You can think like how we call it. This is attached to here.
your ideas.
I've got things on the table. Let's see what
It's just getting into actually like
Yeah, I know, yeah. I think on the other side of the fence.
I do think if it's loose though, it doesn't matter to spin it up. It's spin it and stay still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's the plan, are they?
We're going to try and make these like wheels up.
Like elastic band, potential energy, power, like somehow pull it back, go forward.
We're thinking about how to connect it without stopping.
Yeah.
So it's think about now how it works.
that's what we have, isn't
I'm trying to loop.
You could put them in that way. Do one on each side.
How are we going to eat that marshmallow?
I mean, like one.
What do you think about sort of stuff then, guys? You done anything like this before? You think it's kind of a bit random, don't you, sort of thing? It's kind of the skills of testing more than the actual task, if that makes sense. How do you find this sort of stuff? I like it. I like to like problem solving. It's just logic, isn't it? It's just obviously trying to think about what you've got and how to solve the problem, but it just involves a bit of thinking ahead of the curve sometimes, doesn't it, really? I think the elastic bands will be helpful, so I can remember from previous experience. But, yeah, if you're not allowed to push it, that's quite tricky, isn't it? And you can't throw it or, there's no kind of manhandling it, if that makes sense. So you're going to be relying on gravity, or you're going to be relying on tension from the elastic bands. I think that's where you're going to be getting the movement from.
That was the last rule of mine. You can get that size, and that's attached to the spring. As we roll it backwards like this, what's your plan? Like that. And you let go. Ping it forward.
Try and make sure that attached to the elastic band, just
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, it won't spin.
But yeah, that's what it is. It only spin if it's loose.
Unless you take one side out, one of these sticks out, so it was loose and this bit's back on its own, instead of like the axis just
And when it's loose though, when you do that thing where you spin it back, it won't spin it, it's not going back.
The electric band will power it and it's loose inside the bottle.
It's a long way, isn't it? It sounds easy looking at it, but that's quite a long way.
You alright, like not spinning though. What if we like put a pole in like?
We usually give some hints along the way.
Right, if we use a bigger wheel, would that
In response to what's actually
Light as well.
we'll observe first.
Yeah, the risk with that is it's not balanced and it's not, you might fall over the so like.
maybe just drop them around instead of like
You can just go. Oh, can you?
should we maybe make a ramp instead then? You know, like when it starts. I feel like the elastic banding might be harder.
That's what we're in.
It's not actually going in, it's just...
What are you thinking specifically?
I think you go. You can't like
I would have
hold
to
it.
chat with the head judge. Like, I think that should be okay.
If you can't like, if you just hold it, the eyeballs, not like...
As long as you don't like.
Yeah,
It would just be like,
You know, yeah.
the only other thing.
Next station.
As long as you hands off.
How could you,
So as long as when the whistle goes, you let go.
would you like cock it as it's got to go?
Then you only get one shot.
Yeah.
So, where would be?
New rule. Hands off.
Yeah.
So you can't make it come.
The human can't be involved in this race.
You
But
can't,
then
you can't
balloons like
you have to
do something they're going to sit in a circle.
like stop.
But that's it. The only problem you do that is airs not going to take the space with all of the Don't worry about that.
We have to pack everything back in.
What you're doing then with this activity, what have you got?
Yeah, I think probably the cardboard the box is made from is
Using gravity.
I don't want to pull this up, but I don't want to bring it. I'll probably use it.
So there's a test, very small notes.
Go on then.
Inside them, like, we do a balloon strategy, elastic line.
This is why we kind of got a real main base. But like you have the idea with the using the tension and the bands. And then wind over that. But what if we make a little carriage thing with a blown up balloon? Right, so it's focused and the air's directed, and then just let the balloon go. So it's going into the power.
So are we like cradling the balloon and pushing the whole port along?
Pretty much. So if you have like that as a
Two wheels ideally just the
yeah, with the balloon like in the middle, a little like box, pretty much with these. So it's focused, so it's not going to go all over everywhere because it's directed.
air and get it across the room quite a way.
Build a ramp as well.
A ramp and a balloon for like a little afterburner.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So is that it, slam done?
I'm see how it goes. So
Would I agree the ramp? Yeah.
we found
Found somebody who's
Break that up last time.
we use concertina ones of these to like hold it up as well.
Okay, yeah.
I recommend thinking about like how you're working as a team. So in an assessment day, something like this, you expect there's 5 of you. you know, you've got, I guess, limited time, a few minutes deciding how you're going to work with the team, who's going to do what, you know, like figuring out literally how your team works, how often you're going to check in, all that sort of stuff. Generally, 2 minutes well spent.
It'll just be on about try and make it happen.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, carry on. Yeah, that would be quite nice.
So do you need to make another one of these?
Make like the actual how you see it. Yeah, make it sit and try and make the box.
Around there.
Just the more the better. More is more.
Cover legs over there.
Something so we can attach it like that. Look, and then make sure
So put maybe one in, but like secure a blue tacky both ends. That way, it won't slip.
It's not stable.
right.
I don't know whether you want the bottom to roll on the axle, or do you want the whole axle?
Yeah.
I feel like that, yeah, I feel like that way is better. Because then you can just stick like these on top.
Yeah, it's attached. Sorry,
It's not loose,
it's
so you can't
attached.
attach it to the
Blown
side.
it up, but not tied
There's a
it.
test on the side, then it's spin. But if
So
you don't,
just
if it's
everything's freestanding, it's like
Yeah,
a
okay,
balloon, and then you just let it.
if it's stiff, it won't.
Then how's it gonna does it have to turn? Spin. You need to figure out if wait, are the wheels gonna spin or not?
That's it, yeah, no, it's just going to be.
The wheels got spin.
Well, we're all going to be wrong.
We'll just glue that to the check and we'll stick like sellotape it fully later. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Trying to get it to stick on this one.
I don't need to get there.
Like we then put the paper on top.
Got to be able to take the balloon and take
You can always get wires through.
It's really like how's it going?
I feel like if they're not next to the wheel,
Go like diagonally from here to here. Just put one of these straws. Smaller than that. We need to set it up. Oh no, because if we stick that, that's
Well, as long as it doesn't get
the right place, they might wheels to move about, but we don't want them to be clamped together.
you can take up the whole of the start line.
then it won't have room to
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Fix the time to it. You had to start at 6 and finish at 7.
under.
I'm working on a European.
As long as it's right,
Have a look around.
Googly eyes for decoration, you know. I'll be probably with them. So, are you guys building the cage for the balloon?
yeah. And just watch how you're constructing it to see how it's going to sit. You might have to build something so it's at the bits or something.
I was literally just came from
How is this going to stop this from playing?
So, like, you've taken it a different direction. I was thinking, you wrap it around like that. Not give any more. Like, I don't know what's going to be better.
Like this, and then you put that under.
So you can't move.
So I'm a bit too steep. Is it going to just crash like at the end? Yeah, it's like that.
So you should have a band of what? I don't know if it
How steep do you want it?
That's why, because it can be structured because they don't want them, which will send it off course.
weight wise, and like to feel quite stable with that, you could shove the balloon in. It's got a bit of give in it, so it might like just go right in there. So we're going to come back. You can do
I want to just literally make sure I'm going to take these and I'm going to stick these out and see at the top. I'm just running with
Because that's actually going to stay on a lot better than time.
and then we're there, right?
Gonna put it in top of the wheel.
So it's down, and then that's going to go compared to that. And then
The approach. Gonna put this in so you can see how far away you want to put this towards the middle. Like a massive roll tin
We can make a tinfoil case.
How's the gravity ramp extraordinaire coming on? Yeah. What's the actual horse then exactly? Is it?
That'll be a last minute like I'm guessing.
Yeah. Or what's going to actually move down the ramp though in terms of the
This leg up as a wheel.
Oh, okay. So it moves on the side. Yeah, but
it has to be like in the more chance.
Okay, very good.
Use a pen, pot.
So we've got eyes. That's the main thing.
Yeah, yeah, there's a couple of
That's a good wrap. Have any of you been in assessment centre before? You have?
I've been in 3.
Three? Oh wow. Yeah. How have you found them?
A little bit daunting because I don't know what people were looking for.
It can be quite,
I felt a little bit because one of them was for hobbycraft. And I was in a team and we had to come up with this project and someone whipped out a craft knife and they had all sorts of everything in the bag and I'm just sat there like, I feel very unprepared. Yeah, they just had a craft knife in the bag. Like,
Prepared for everything.
yeah, like a little tiny version of a standing knife just in their bag. And I'm like, I feel very unprepared.
But hopefully this is useful to give you a flavour again. Tasting it already, so I don't know how I did that one so well.
Like compared to one of the ones that I've been on, the group is much
That's so stable. Don't try and do it.
talkative, which is really nice.
I reckon it's all
It does, yeah. I
It doesn't have to be
like
one as well. It's not one of those things where it's, oh, I need to be the top dog here. It's not like that.
it's like I felt really bad in one because it was for being cute and we had to do the newspaper tower. And everyone was so quiet. And I was just like, I've got to take charge, but I don't want to come across as you do this, you do this. But I'm just like, everyone's really quiet and just sat there with no idea.
take is to draw these sizes up maybe. I think sometimes you have to look at the drawer. It's quite hard right now to go into tea. You go into tea and everyone's just like quiet like that. You do that. We're not here to see how well we work. We are some good practice to see how we work. You're not dominating the world with you. Beat stuff.
We just have the fly
I don't know, there has to be something for it to sit on so it doesn't impact the
it's going
It's really bad, but what if we just sellotape 2 chocolates?
Exactly on that table.
Wait, what do you mean the chocolate? That is true. It did, didn't it?
An addition at the end.
That is true. What if we chopped up this and stuck it together as like a block? So, and then that sits on top.
How long do we not even know?
We've got to find something for it to sit in. But it's got to be above the wheels enough that they can still turn. What do you think?
How you get to get the wheels to spin.
Exactly. It needs to sit so the wheels can still fit. That's what I was thinking. If we like chop one of those up and then stack it and sellotape it together and then sellotape it together.
Like, we need to make that little arch for it. Or like a little
I have no idea how to draw one, so it might not be.
Remember we got Google eyes?
You could stick like,
That is true.
you could for that one thing, you could stick like one there, and then stick this on top.
It's fine, don't panic. Not as long as it's not they're rolling on the outside there.
Yeah, I think that's the sturdiest. Oh, yeah. The wheels will go down the hard bit. That's just to stop it falling.
Have you, is there any kind of method to the way that you're working? Or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, I just do not complicated.
You usually just hit it.
And what about, like, so you choose lots of teams, how do you teams connect together?
Let's go right from there, it'll just all make sense, all come together. Right now,
Something to go down.
alright, so we're rolling.
Let's see what it does when it goes off the minutes.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's going to stop. Can we try it on the floor maybe?
Yeah.
What if we put the axles to the same length? Will it balance it?
Right, so how far it goes in small room rather than the table. Doesn't go very far.
That'll go on right there and we'll stick it on. I don't think we'll do anything to help the fellas.
The thing is, because it's been made a little bit lopsided.
Yeah, I think it's lose it in the middle, so you're losing a lot of energy when it's like rattling out.
But if you put anything in there, it's going to slow it down.
Yeah, exactly.
The threads maybe slowing it down as well.
I feel like it's a waste of thread to unthread it.
Yeah, that's not very responsible, is it? Oh no.
Might take a while.
Did he say something about it?
Can you like do it where you hold it up on the string?
As long as you're not applying direct force to it. If you had like a winch maybe or something like that, using like one of the lights maybe, you could use like a string to just pull it down.
Then it's roll at the same time.
Really stable.
Okay,
Without popping it. Is that the average you've got? I don't think we've got many balloons. I'd test it before
So how are we going to have to literally blow it up and the end like deflect it?
stand on the end of it. You can still test it, but I don't, maybe not that. Stand on my hand. I suppose you don't need to unravel it all, but
that's giving it a little bit more room, at least.
Yeah, the white one's
so what courses are you guys on then? Yeah, very different courses.
Very different.
Management marketing.
Yeah, quite right. Do you guys have any questions then?
How did you get in?
Well, went along to the assessment. It'll be a bit different to this, but it's about like team building, something like that. So you need to kind of be like able to work with kind of reiterate. Soft skills are kind of what we want. The tech side of things you can teach. I was design based, so I did a lot of design before I came to this company. They've kind of
portfolio of like coding or anything.
you don't need that. That's not. I did have one, but I didn't need it. No. So it was all about kind of showing yourself off as a person rather than actually being like proficient in coding, because it's to teach that. We can teach all of the coding that we need, but we can't teach being able to work with people part of the team. I suppose
So everyone, you've got 15 minutes left.
quickly learn
15 minutes
in the
left.
environment.
You're not testing your contraptions now. I suggest you should.
I didn't do this one, but Sai did very similar to this. In the actual assessment centre, it's more working with like Excel or something like that, or something that's very like accessible for everyone to like use, something that everyone can use at the same time. And even if you don't know what they're going to be doing, it's kind of built in a way that you can quickly learn. There'll always be someone there that probably has that skills, and if you can use them to your advantage or manage them so they will help everyone into a state where they can be, that's probably where you could. Like there was someone on my team when I did the actual assessment, they were really knowledgeable about all the stuff we were doing, and it was about managing them to kind of, they were very take charge and kind of like, it was an exercise to join in rather than just make it all themselves.
Get that balance,
Yeah.
where you're contributing but you're not like,
Yeah, and you're not like either pulling the team or dragging the team. Like, you're actually trying to, even if you don't know something, it's about getting to the point where you can help someone or at least be someone that engages everyone. Like I quite often was saying to people, like, it's nice to maybe should we get someone else to do that or something like that. But yeah.
maybe we'll get that far one day, but you never know. Yeah. You might get through all the other hurdles. Yeah, so I'm thinking,
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
I'll probably find September.
Yeah.
Literally the only
Yeah, you've got all scary dissertations and stuff going on.
actually, if you choose not to do it, it's
It's good not doing it.
I think I got all of that.
Yeah.
What if...
Are the scissors?
Yeah, I did my dissertation.
I'm doing mine at the minute. Oh, mine's Friday.
Yeah. But you get through it, don't you?
So...
Yeah.
Will it hurt? What are you? My housemate's like that. Yeah. She keeps saying to me, I'll swap with you until she does placement. So she has like experience to do, she has to write down my notes and things like that. And I'm just like, yes, I will swap with you. Please do my dissertation, 5 essays and an exam. And an oral presentation as well.
I feel like you always get from
You can't use your own breath.
We've worked out that sour. So I worked out that got like stick fans around the axle, so hold it above the wheel.
take the scene.
People saw Rafa now.
I've had my right,
Coming off without it all coming.
let's try it. Let's try it.
Don't know how we do it. Oh no, I was thinking doing it this way. It's the same way.
Oh, that way. Oh, that makes more sense.
There's hope, there's hope.
I don't think there's any point in taking on that.
I've got 2 kids. I feel entitled to make double that.
It doesn't block the wheel.
Anyone else for swag? Do you all want it?
Yes, yes.
We're going to run out. Who wants Skype earphones?
So this is going to be the start of it. And a reminder that all of your stuff needs to be on that other side.
Yeah, how's the balloon getting added?
Oh no.
So any equipment, ramps, everything needs to be on that.
Skype earphones, I'm going to be a couple short for everyone.
Let's get some other stuff.
It's just people testing now. Into the beta version.
We've got 9 minutes.
P2 implies. Sorry.
Oh, that's the light.
And then, is that
Make it taller.
Anyone know about some earphones who want some?
So, how do we do this? Like,
How high do you want it? Do you want a bit smaller?
is that something?
Even more weight. I know, I feel. Yeah.
Just a bit. You can just set it underneath. You can hold it with those.
We've got like 8 minutes.
Okay, about 7 or 8 minutes. 7 minutes.
I don't know.
Do you think we're going to need the high speed?
You guys are going to be testing your beta version. We're confident with it. You guys are testing the circuit. I like your horse, by the way. Who's the artist here? Oh, nice. That's very good, actually.
Yeah, that's not really what's on the table, is it? To be honest.
I mean, this is the thing. The rules are.
What we got? Oh,
How are you attaching this balloon?
As long as you don't push it, it's only the back.
Do you know what I mean? I've got that. So if we attach that to that.
Is it going to make it a bit too heavy, Joe?
I don't know.
That's very true.
Is there any way we can take this to just patch it?
If the build is like, actually bigger because the build is too small.
Yeah, so that.
You're like,
That's like the hardest part of it, finding it from attach. In the end, we're just going to end up sellotaping it.
Do you know what I mean? The string keeps coming out. Do you know what I mean? The only thing is, it's well, like, overall strong now, so I can take my.
If it comes
If it
out,
comes out, like, pull it
just attach it to the balloon and then and wherever the balloon goes, it just takes it. Let's just hope it goes forward.
So you're going backwards.
Track isn't the most.
We're going to yeah. I feel like it's a good idea. I feel like it's not practical.
We can actually work out how we're getting this.
Let's try it again.
You have room. Put ahead of the yeah, you just go back.
I don't know how big one it
Well, you're not doing
Is there any way that we can big and
You can make the move.
Can we test it?
That's what I think.
So I know how I'm meant to get the boot on. This is going to be
It is. Do you reckon we can get that live?
It has to be functional over beautiful.
Yeah.
Less than 5 minutes ago, we'll go big 2 minutes. Yeah. That's what
you know, attach to the other side.
make it bigger.
What's on the screen, isn't it?
It's this guy, this bit here, isn't it? Who's got ten pounds?
It'll fit. Even if we have to sell it to the balloon.
Well, but then as soon as the balloon just fades, we're just like.
I can make them.
We need to attach it to the horse, and then we'll get points for style or something.
Use it because the next person sells it.
That was with 6 balloons. It wasn't 6 balloons.
You had the joys of sitting with.
cheap rate roll.
Yeah.
Going opposite direction, now we go.
Right, okay. Yeah, put it right up to the back.
Dual power, it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid.
3 minutes to go. There's only 2 teams on the track.
So yeah, do it like that.
I'll get inside.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Yeah, why not? Yes. At least that will give us some structure.
You want to go up now, or do you want to go up They're like quite
What are the pops?
No, no one else can see. I must make some more first. Can you sellotape it to the top?
Put it all up. if the wheels actually roll, then
I'm not sure if that will work.
Take any pictures and ask her, oh, no, I don't know.
pictures if you need them.
It's fine, we'll get like
You could email them.
some kinds of stuff. No idea what it is.
Take at least one.
When I find out, you draw a horse. I like that. Keep it on brand. It's Cheltenham.
Celebrate this one.
Yeah, it's that on his side, yeah.
It's not about the end result.
We went.
It is, but it's not very
There's a name for that.
Scramble the positive. Scramble the positive. How's that like?
No. Right, well.
On the fence. I like it.
Of course.
Like sabotage.
Somewhere less than a minute left. There we go.
That's not going to spin over.
Everyone's got to wrap up and kind of gather around a bit. We're going to be trading the horses in just a minute. We're going to talk about what you built, how you built it.
when we let before we let go, just stand
Go on top, on top.
No, sorry, no. Through there.
Oh yeah,
And then
He's done it top to bottom.
Has everyone named their horse?
This is all we have.
Don't forget to name your horse. We want a name.
Stick it on, sorry.
At least we tried.
yeah, it was a good idea.
Stick it on there.
Okay, come on, gather around.
Pull them back as far as you can.
Right, guys, that's it. We're out of time.
Gather around. Right. Well, I reckon we'll go just in so yeah. Team 1, do you want to present your horse, tell us its name and explain how it works?
We have a ramp, and we have 2 wheels with axes,
Yeah.
and then it's all comes together with saddle shape.
Okay.
It was meant to be propelled by a balloon, but it literally just popped. That's all we had.
What's it called?
We'll allow you some tinker time to fit another balloon if you want.
There's no more balloons.
You've got spare one.
Yeah, sure, there's some balloons. Yeah, when I bought these, I must have bought 1,000 balloons. Yeah. Okay, what's your horse called?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, how did you go about? So, as a team, how did you kind of go about the task? Anything, any insight you can give us about how you worked?
We split it into different groups. So one of us was making the ramp. The other group was trying to make the thing for the balloon to work before it popped, and then the 2 boys were making the actual vehicle itself. And then we would talk to each other about how we were getting on.
Okay. And how do you think you did? Would you kind of go by the next time? How would you critique yourself in terms of the way we worked?
Probably try and test it sooner. We left it a bit to the last minute.
Have you tested it at all?
Yeah, that's when the balloon popped.
The what, sorry?
That's when the balloon popped as we were testing it.
Yeah, that is last minute.
And we kind of had lots of ideas and tried to put all of them in.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that's why it worked.
Sorry. Okay, cool. Well, thanks. All right. Team 2.
Yeah.
This is called.
Bounty hunter.
I like it. Yeah, it's just simple ramp-based mechanism. Yeah.
Two big wheels at the back.
One at the front, something that'll push the power a little bit.
Okay.
We want to keep it as minimal as possible and put the bounties on for weight at the front so that when it goes down it kind of pulls it a little bit.
Okay, cool. Then a bit of what's it, ballast.
Yeah, alright, nice. Okay, where's your ramp? Yeah, and how's testing gone? Have you tested
It's
it?
gone well.
Pretty good.
So we've tested it like 5 times and 3 out of 5 have gone well. So it's just,
You find well.
I think it's gone quite far.
Quite that far?
Not that far.
Okay.
Not that far.
So
We've got our perfect, this is our pusher. Well, not pusher, let go of.
So you better not be
Wrong word, wrong word. Let go of her.
Okay, what about again about how you work in the team?
Yeah, we worked really well, I think. We all discussed that, we all had ideas at the start, and then we just kind of tested a few things out at first, and then as time went on, we sort of delegated out who was going to do the ramp, who was going to do the actual vehicle thing. Yeah, we tried that together.
Cool. What's it called? Oh, you bounced it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Where's team 3? Done that? Yeah. We're going to be a little while, so you can let your balloons go if you want.
Okay.
You get time to blow them back up. Yeah, come on, tell us about your horse. Parade it.
It's called Windrush.
Right.
Oh God, product design.
Well, we made an initial structure first to build around, and then attach the balloons on. We haven't done much testing, have we?
We've done a bit, but
That's what we used to test
none
it.
of the testing has produced the result that we're looking for. So we're still very much in a design test phase, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it does move. It moves, just not as quickly or as far as we'd like.
Good stuff. So another double up of ramp, gravity and wind power.
Yeah.
Two together.
And we split 2 on the car and 3 on the ramp, and then just exchanged ideas about how we could improve what we got.
Okay. Cool. Any like faux pas along the way? So any mess ups or anything?
Well, we tried to see if we could use paper to create a sail, see if that would add any propulsion, but that didn't help. So that was we rejected that idea. Yeah. And a bit of fine tuning. We were getting a bit of drag from some of the way we built it. So we tried to trim that and improve it with that. And we were testing on a different surface, and we realised that was quite significant in there's much harder to get a run on this.
Yeah, the environment. Yeah, environment is very important. Yeah. Cool. All right, team 3. We're 4.
We were team 4. We worked in an agile manner, so we have quite a few products to show you guys.
We did adopt the minimal principle over there.
Yeah.
Our final piece is foiled again. So we did go through heavily the testing phase of the tons of horses that we
Started off with shot glasses, and then weighted shot glasses, and then string. With long sticks for a weight distribution in the middle. But after trying and testing, we found we had more positive outcomes with this one than we did with the string.
And we also worked on a ramp, and we wanted to get the longest ramp we could, so we were looking around and we found the bottom of the box was probably the longest thing in the room we could use. Give us the most chance.
Yeah, controversial point. Probably couldn't use it.
We're a bit more persuasive.
All right, cool. Excellent. Team 5.
We ended up using what we're going to actually use for the course's structure and foundation of our ramp. We thought it was really important to have a ramp to kind of give kind of name to it. We also tried the agile manner.
So, yeah, we came up with like our first sprint, which we thought we'd have the basics down, so the body and the wheels, and we kind of thought about the materials to use, which would be best, and then we tested that, and then we've got there's our lovely little product, and then we tested it, and then we made adjustments depending on how all the tests went.
Okay. What sort of adjustments?
Well, we added, when we first started testing the course on the rank, we found out that it wasn't going that far. It would roll, but it just wouldn't travel the distance. So we added this wheel, and added one direction wheel that actually do more, and add a bit more weight so it does the that actually travels further. So
Okay, what's its name?
The warhorse.
The what?
The warhorse.
Warhorse. Hey, cool. So what do you all think? Where would you place your money?
Foiled again.
Got to bet on yourself, probably.
Reckon everyone else?
Well, I'd say them, yeah, because we would have used that round.
Well, your opinions on that are going to be quite useful actually, because we have Sky Betting and Gaming. We sponsor horse races, but we don't run horse races. We're a gambling company. So there is one prize here. These could be yours. So there is one available for each member of the team for the winning horse, or however you find winning horse. But the real prize is not, the aim of the game is not to win the race. The aim of the game is to make the most money off it. So you are all now bookies. Okay, so what we want you to do for the next kind of, what time are we on? We're at 20 past now, so the next sort of 15 minutes is go away into your teams and define your books. So we, as in the judges, where were the 20 books? There. We are your punters, and we have okay. And we have Flinty books. So this is our glorious chairman, Mr. Richard Flint, and these are our Flinty books, and we have £100 each to spend on bets that we think are worth backing. So you need to go away and decide on what markets you want to open up. So a market is what we define as is the name for a type of bet. So you have no restrictions on what you can offer. So as a business, we are very heavily regulated, and we can only offer certain types of markets. You are not. So you can offer odds for whatever the hell you want. So it could be for no horse to finish, for no horse to get past further than a foot, or for X to win or Y to win, or the horse to come second, or 2 horses to crash, whatever you want, for the Queen to walk in mid-race, whatever you want. One tip I would do is make sure that you manage your margin. So what we're saying there is where opposing bets where the odds don't add up to more than 1. So I guess if we see bets that can be exploited, we may well do that. So what you've got to do is offer markets that are competitive. You are in competition, and if you don't offer good odds, we won't bet with you. We'll bet with your competitors. But also, if you offer stupid odds, we're going to rinse you. So you have to have a bit of think about it. Feel free to Google and if you want. But yeah, go off, squirrel away, get a piece of, there's some kind of cardboard here. You want to scribble down your odds. Essentially, what we want is like a sheet of the market, the bets, and it's on the side, so we can come around and place our bets. Too much, there's a little bit.
Pretty much the same thing. No one else actually has their horse in their things, because we like to take it off.
The best part about it is
it was over on
For the winning bookies as well, we have some extra swag, so you all get
no horses finish the race.
Yeah.
And then if they've all, I said no horse to finish, and
very unlikely. Well, I don't think anyone.
No, if you think of horse you're going to finish it, a few bet for a horse to finish, then it's going to be, you're going to win loads of money.
Yeah. So very. What about a run? Which order horses are going to come?
Like a place.